I wanted to show retail sales from a national perspective. Now, it's definitely evident that throughout the second half of September, we did start to see retail vehicle sales start to slow. Specifically, new sales in the most recent week were up about 7% year over year, still up above 2023 levels. Yet, year to date, sales are up by about 5% above last year's levels. Now, on the used side, in the most recent week of September, used retail sales were up 6% against last year. Year to date, used sales are up by 3% year over year. So that's at least how retail sales are trending year to date versus the prior year. Now, I wanted to get into the supply because this has been really interesting. New inventory was down 1% in the latest week of September, with days supply now falling to 80.5 days. That's up 20 days or 32% higher than last year. New inventory came in at 2.84 million units. That was up 41% against last year. Used inventory was up 2% against the latest week of September, but it was still down by about 3% compared to 2023. So days supply right now is at about 43.9 days, which is down 11% versus the prior year. Now, one thing that we wanted to touch on was, if you look at the chart on the left, new day supply. In March of 2021, that is when new day supply fell to a bottom, really low levels. And this continued till about September 2021 until we really saw any marginal improvement. Now, the average consumer has their new vehicle for about 2 to 3 years. And so those vehicles should have really started to hit the used car market sometime between March 24 and September 24. But let's say that person who normally trades in their vehicle at 24 to 36 months later, they're starting to experience high interest rates. They turn into a 48-month guy. Due to this, there's been a lack of supply of quality vehicles at reasonable prices hitting the used car market. There's going to be more people that have to hold on to their vehicles longer, that have less equity in the vehicle due to those higher transaction costs, and the used car market might get clogged up again.
That was like watching an artist paint a beautiful mural. That was remarkable. Okay, so where I'm at, if I understand you correctly, what you said there is, okay, well, we usually keep them for this long, but now my $800 payment, if I want to come in, I got the phone call from the dealership, I can do my trade-in, trade-up. Now my interest rate is going to be double, whatever it is, but my payment's going to go from $800, now it's at $1,200, okay? So I want to stick in my normal process, but the vehicle's more expensive and also the interest rate's higher. So I have both of those things that I have to digest and decide if I want to swallow. So now, when there were less units on the ground, now there's more new units on the ground, but I'm much more apprehensive to let go of that unit. And then, so you were basically stuck in this spot where, if I read correctly this morning, we look at new and used sales have decreased over the last 3 to 4 weeks. New vehicles have actually increased in days supplies over the last few weeks. And then used has stayed tight. So now we're in this, like, are we in a bit of a gridlock? Are we at a bit of a gridlock as consumers? Is that, and James, feel free as well, is that what you're saying?
I think a question that comes up here is, if these high quality vehicles aren't going to be hitting the market like they normally do, should dealers be stocking up on medium and low quality used cars because that's what moves?
Well, and they are trying to, but those continue to be very difficult to acquire. But I guess it's your suggestion. It's like, heard, you should go get even more. I know it sounds scary, Mr. Dealer, but you should go get even more. It's going to get even tighter is the point. Oh, it looks doom and gloom right now, or oh, it looks tight right now. Well, it could get even worse, which would be their opportunity if they stock up on it.